A 22-year-old college dropout in Oklahoma made $4,200 last month from a YouTube channel he runs entirely from his phone. He has never appeared on camera. He has never recorded his own voice. He has never edited a single frame of video himself. The channel is about artificial intelligence news, and every piece of content on it was created by artificial intelligence. I know this because I spent the last 3 weeks reverse engineering exactly how channels like his work, and what I found is that we are in a 6-month window where this particular business model is wide open, before the platforms figure out how to close it. Welcome back to Zero Index. Let me show you how this actually works. The faceless YouTube channel is not a new idea. People have been making compilation channels and top 10 lists without showing their faces for a decade. But something changed in the last 18 months that most people have not fully processed yet. The cost of producing broadcast quality content collapsed. Not by 10%. Not by half. By something like 95%. Here is what I mean. In 2022, if you wanted to make a professional sounding video with narration, custom visuals, and decent production value, you were looking at one of 3 options. You could spend 15 to 20 hours learning editing software, recording takes, fixing audio issues, and sourcing footage. You could hire a freelancer on Fiverr or Upwork for somewhere between $200 and $500 per video. Or you could just not do it because the barrier was too high. Today, you can produce the same quality of video in under 2 hours using 2 tools. ElevenLabs for voice generation. Runway for video and image generation. Total monthly cost, around $30 to $50 depending on your usage tier. I tested this myself. I wrote a script about AI regulation, fed it into ElevenLabs using a voice I cloned from a public domain recording, generated supporting visuals in Runway, and assembled the whole thing in CapCut. Total time from blank page to exported video, 1 hour and 43 minutes. The result looked and sounded like something a small production team would have made 2 years ago. And there is a third factor at play here that I did not fully understand until I dug into the analytics of these channels. I will come back to it because it changes the entire strategy. So I wanted to understand the actual mechanics. Not the theory. Not the promise. The reality. I reached out to 7 different faceless channel operators through Discord communities and Reddit. 3 of them agreed to share their analytics with me under the condition I would not name their specific channels. What I found was surprisingly consistent across all of them. The first channel covers AI tools and tutorials. Started 8 months ago. Currently at 34,000 subscribers. Last month's AdSense revenue, $2,847. They post 3 videos per week. Average production time per video, 90 minutes. Total weekly time investment, around 5 hours. The second channel is in the science explainer niche. 11 months old. 52,000 subscribers. Revenue last month, $4,100. But here is the interesting part. They also have a Patreon with 340 members at $5 per month. That is another $1,700. Total monthly income from one faceless channel, just under $6,000. The third channel is smaller. Only 12,000 subscribers. But they are in a high CPM niche, personal finance for millennials. Their revenue last month was $1,900 despite having a third of the audience of Channel 1. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because all 3 of these operators told me essentially the same thing. The hardest part is not the production anymore. The hardest part is the strategy. Knowing what to make, when to post it, and how to structure the content so YouTube actually shows it to people. The tools have democratized the production. But they have not democratized the thinking. Let me break down exactly what these channels are using because there is a lot of noise out there about AI video tools, and most of it is people trying to sell you courses. ElevenLabs is the voice layer. What makes it different from the free text-to-speech tools that have existed for years is that it does not sound robotic. The prosody, the way the voice rises and falls, the subtle pauses, the emphasis, actually sounds human. You can clone voices, you can generate from scratch, and critically, you can edit the output at the word level if something sounds off. The standard plan is $22 per month. That gives you enough credits to produce roughly 4 to 6 videos worth of narration depending on length. The channels I studied all said that was their primary bottleneck early on, they would run out of voice credits before running out of ideas. Runway is the visual layer. This is where things have gotten genuinely strange in the last 6 months. Runway Gen 3 can generate video clips from text prompts that look, not perfect, but good enough. Good enough for brawl. Good enough for visual metaphors. Good enough that most viewers will not consciously register that what they are seeing was generated rather than filmed or licensed. A standard Runway subscription is $12 per month for the basic tier, but most serious operators are on the $28 tier for higher resolution and longer generation times. So your base stack is roughly $50 per month. Add CapCut for free editing, maybe Canva for thumbnails, and you are looking at a total operating cost of around $60 monthly. Actually, I need to stop here because most people get this completely wrong. They focus on the tools and assume that better tools equal better results. The channels that fail, and I looked at a lot of dead faceless channels while researching this, almost always fail for one of two reasons that have nothing to do with production quality. The first reason is niche selection. This sounds obvious, but the specifics matter enormously. YouTube's ad revenue is not evenly distributed across topics. A video about cryptocurrency investing might earn 15 to 25 per thousand views. A video about funny animal moments might earn 2 to 4 per thousand views. Same viewer count, wildly different income. The channels I studied that were actually hitting 3,000 or more monthly all chose niches with CPMs above 10. AI and technology. Personal finance. Business strategy. Software tutorials. Health optimization. These topics attract advertisers who pay premium rates because the viewers have disposable income and purchasing intent. But here is the trap. High CPM niches also have more competition and more sophisticated audiences. You cannot just generate slop and expect it to perform. The bar for what counts as valuable content is higher. The second reason these channels fail is upload consistency. YouTube's algorithm rewards channels that post regularly on a predictable schedule. The operators I talked to were religious about this. 3 videos per week minimum. Same days every week. Never miss a scheduled upload. One of them told me something that stuck with me. He said the algorithm does not care about your best video. It cares about your worst video in the last 30 days. If you post one banger and then go silent for 2 weeks, you lose all the momentum. The platform interprets inconsistency as a signal that you are not serious, and it stops recommending you. This is where the AI production stack actually provides its real value. It is not that the videos are better than what a human could make. They are often not. It is that you can maintain a production pace that would burn out a solo human creator within months. Now I want to come back to that third factor I mentioned earlier. The one I did not fully understand until I looked at the analytics. These successful faceless channels are not just making videos. They are making videos about topics that are currently rising in search interest but do not yet have saturated competition. There is a tool called vidIQ that tracks YouTube search trends. What the best operators do is look for keywords where search volume is increasing week over week, but where the existing videos ranking for those terms are either old, low quality, or both. When ElevenLabs released their voice cloning feature, there was about a 2-week window where search volume for ElevenLabs voice clone tutorial was spiking, but most of the existing videos were from the previous version of the tool. The channels that published high-quality tutorials during that window captured most of the traffic, and some of those videos are still generating views 6 months later. This is the actual skill. Production is commoditized now. Strategy is not. One operator told me he spends more time on keyword research than he does on actual video production. His ratio was roughly 60% research and planning, 40% execution. He described his process as finding the gap between what people are searching for and what currently exists to answer that search. And here is what most people miss about the economics. A single video that ranks well for a growing keyword can generate income for years. One of the channels I studied has a video from 14 months ago that still brings in $400 per month in AdSense. They spent 2 hours making it. That is $5,600 in cumulative revenue from 2 hours of work, and it is still earning. The compounding math is what makes this work. You are not trading time for money the way you would at a job. You are building assets that continue to pay after the work is done. So why do I think this window is closing? Why the urgency? 3 things are happening simultaneously. First, the tools are getting better, which means more people are entering the space. Competition is increasing every month. The channels that established themselves in 2023 and early 2024 have significant advantages over anyone starting today: more subscribers, more watch history data for the algorithm to work with, more authority in their niches. Second, YouTube is getting smarter about detecting AI-generated content. They have not announced any formal policies against it yet, but the signals are there. Increased scrutiny on channels that scale too quickly. New disclosure requirements being tested in some regions. The platform makes money from authentic creator relationships, and faceless AI channels do not fit that model long-term. Third, and this is the part that actually surprised me, viewer fatigue is starting to show up in the data. The channels I studied reported that their click-through rates have declined about 15% over the last 6 months. Audiences are getting better at recognizing AI-generated content, and some of them are starting to actively avoid it. The window is not closed. But it is narrowing. I want to be honest about something. I went into this research somewhat skeptical. The idea of making $3,000 a month from AI-generated YouTube videos sounded like the kind of thing that works in screenshots but not in reality. What I found is more nuanced. It does work. The numbers are real. But it works for a specific kind of person with a specific set of advantages. You need to be comfortable with the learning curve of multiple tools. You need to be willing to post consistently for 3 to 6 months before you see meaningful income. You need to be strategic enough to pick the right niche and analytical enough to study what is working and what is not. Most people who try this will quit before month 4. That is not speculation, that is what the operators told me. They all said the same thing. The first 3 months feel like shouting into a void. The subscribers come slowly. The revenue is negligible. And then, if you have picked the right niche and maintained consistency, something shifts. The algorithm starts working for you instead of ignoring you. The question is not whether this business model works. The question is whether you have the patience and strategic thinking to execute it before the window closes. Here is what I would do if I were starting this tomorrow. I would spend 1 full week just on research. Niche selection. Keyword analysis. Studying the top 5 channels in my target space to understand exactly what they are doing. I would not produce a single video until I had a content calendar mapped out for the first 60 days. And then I would commit to posting 3 times per week for 6 months straight, no matter what the early numbers looked like. That is the actual formula. Everything else is details. The people who will succeed at this are the ones who start this week. The people who will not are the ones who bookmark this video and tell themselves they will get to it later. Which one are you? If you want more breakdowns like this on how the economics of content are actually changing, subscribe to Zero Index.